I actually don't meet many of our guests. Most of our
Really?
guests, they come and they've got the directions are pretty dialed in. They know exactly where they are. We got the signage and stuff, so they know exactly where to go. Only if they request our help, then we'll go down there and see them.
Are your
And
binders in each
yep,
area location?
yeah. There's very few questions that come through. I mean, they kind of
I would
have it.
have plenty just because that's me, but I'm inquisitive. I'm
Yeah,
just like, how does this? How does
yeah. And some of them do open up like that. Like some, I had just a lady up by Woodland Park who came and she's been she's even said she's been eyeballing me for a while. And she and her husband came and they stayed. They've got a property up there. They want to do the same kind of thing. So they were very inquisitive. They were asking me all sorts of questions about so a lot of the questions we already covered is that how do you make my private property into an asset, into a revenue generating asset? And that's a very Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad kind of
yes.
feeling. Like I've got this property that just costs me a lot of money, mowing the lawn, taxes. I got to upkeep and stuff. It's taking money out of our pockets and not putting money into your pockets. And I read that book 25 years ago, but I didn't really apply it until I started glamping because now I am using my property. We still live here. We're still avoiding rent. Avoiding rent. That's really not making money. It's just changing money. But now I'm making money, and it's good money. There's a lot of margins in glamping, and it's I quit teaching actually. I don't have a day job, and Wendy doesn't have a job, and so we this is our income, and we're living pretty comfortably doing it. We love it.
Yeah, that's great. And that kind of brings me to you're living it, you've got your property and you went and are going through a lot of regulations and making sure everything is legit. The neighbors are happy-ish. Um,
Good terms now. Everything's cool.
so with the neighborhood, do you feel like they, by having this operation, this business, aren't you kind of bringing positive things to the area by having it?
Yeah, I would say most of my neighbors do feel that way. In fact, some of my neighbors, like my neighbor to the south, kind of wants a piece of the action. How you doing this? How you making this happen? And so I have some neighbors who have approached me and said, I would like to do something. It doesn't have to go glamping. And this is kind of, yeah, I mean, I've kind of gone napalm on the whole idea of developing developing your site. But a friend up the road, he built an ADU and got that permitted properly and stuff. And he and I are good friends. We met each other through this. That he approached me. I'd like to do something like I want to be as crazy as you, but I want to do something like that to make money off of my property. And so and we live in the jurisdiction that's really perfect. I have it's called a rural residential five, stands for rural residential 5 acres. And even though I'm larger than 5 acres, most of the lots around here are 5 acres. Well, that's a zone. That is a zone to do certain things. You're allowed to do certain things. There's all sorts of things you can do on a property. I could have a go-kart race on my property. I could have a golf course. I could have a cemetery. I mean, there's all sorts of things I could utilize my property and do. I mean, I don't have any of those things, but I could. But if
Right.
I go through the right permitting process and actually get approved to do it. So that kind of thing is opening up to people.